Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of Game of Thrones Season 8. Okay, first I'm going to explain my setting and my low tone of voice. Catherine and a guest that is staying with us are both asleep in the dorm room. I just watched this episode on my laptop on HBO Go. So yeah, I just watched it on the bathroom floor in here with the lights off, and I was like, with my headphones. Wow, a lot happened in this one episode. It was an hour and about an hour long. It was about an hour long, and oh my god, there was so much. And before I get into this, obviously spoilers ahead for not only the first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, but for this first episode of the final season. I'm so overwhelmed with information right now. I think it's interesting. There's not an episode title. Unless the episode title is literally Game of Thrones, but I doubt that. Are they not doing episode titles for this final season? And if not, like, why? I'm very, very curious about that because I want the final episode to have like a rad title. But anyway, let's just get right into this because I can't even, like, I just, my brain is like going 100 miles an hour right now. Yeah, let's just jump right into this. I'm gonna start with the last thing we saw. Because my jaw literally dropped to the ground, and then obviously at the end of every episode they have like next time on Game of Thrones thing, or like coming up. I thought the Battle of Winterfell was going to be in episode 3, but it looks like it's going to be in the next episode, so I'm confused. But anyway, they really teased what's more to come with this interaction. Jaime and Bran coming face to face again. There were a lot of reunions in this episode, which was amazing. Been waiting for a lot of them for a long time. This one in particular, I've been waiting to see the reunion for since literally the first episode of Game of Thrones. So I was 14. It was the year 2014, like early 2014 when I started watching Game of Thrones. So I was 14 years old, freshman in high school, and I watched Jaime Lannister push Bran out of the tower window, and here we are now, finally seeing them together again. That is, and Jaime has redeemed himself so much. Like, Jaime has gone from this like terrible, awful, I hate you type of person to like, you're amazing. And then Bran has gone from like, oh, adorable little kid to like, you are so creepy. So I cannot wait to hear them like speak to each other and to see the implications and the fallout of Jaime showing up in Winterfell, and not just showing up, but showing up without the Lannister army. Obviously there's a lot of history between Jaime and Daenerys's family. Like, her father, he killed her father. And then just, oh my god, like everything with the Lannisters is like coming straight back, and I do think that they'll be good to Jaime. Like, I think that like after some like complications and some arguing and all that, they're gonna be like, yo, this dude's like, he's changed. But just the fear and guilt and like just the expression on Jaime's face when he realized he was making eye contact with Bran Stark, like that was powerful. It was so well done, and just wow, like that was great. What else? Okay, well, I guess we'll just stick with the reunion theme. So we had Sansa and Tyrion reuniting. Awesome. Such an interesting conversation. The whole like, I once thought you were the most clever man. That was really cool to see them reunite, especially because right after after they had last seen each other, like if it was possible, their lives just went even further downhill. Tyrion was put on trial for murdering Joffrey, which he did not do. And Sansa was, we all know what happened with Sansa and the Bullens. So that was a really cool reunion that I didn't even really think that much about seeing, but then I saw it and I was like, oh shoot, yeah, they're why do I keep saying reunionizing? They're reuniting, and that was so cool. What else? Oh, and then all the Arya reunions too, like that was incredible. I'll start with the more simple ones. Arya and Gendry, I sense a relationship, but I don't think we're gonna get one, but like, oh, I love them. They're such good friends, and just, I wonder what weapon, like what the kind of weapon she wants is. That's gonna be so cool to see. And then just, yeah, like that was such a cool reunion. Her and the Hound, I had no idea what to expect for that one, but that was a cool reunion too. And then obviously the peak of reunions, Arya and Jon Snow, when they with these swords, and like, oh, that was just so great, and I can't wait to see them interact more. And like, I'm just so, I love those two. They're like my two favorite characters too. To see them finally reunite was just amazing. I was so happy to see that. And then obviously we had some characters meeting each other for the first time. I loved the interactions between Daenerys. I want to see Daenerys and Arya speak to each other. That'd be really cool. But I want to see the reactions between, I liked the reactions that Sansa had to Daenerys and vice versa. I thought that they not heading off was very accurate to their characters. And that was really cool. I liked that, like, whole part. I like how the North does not trust Daenerys. That makes complete sense. I think it's logical. And I love seeing the dynamic of like, all right, so over the past like how many, like for 6 seasons straight, we had to watch people just like torture and be awful to Northerners, just like brutal treatment. And the Starks especially just getting like pummeled, and it was just so hard to watch. And now we're asking them to open their arms and accept all these people back, and like for obvious reasons, trusting them is not easy. And I think that's so cool to watch, and and to inevitably see how that might change if it does change. And that's really cool. What else about the North? Oh my God, Sam finding out about his family was heartbreaking, and I could tell on Dany's face when she realized that he was related to them, like how the fact that she was gonna have to break that news, and like the way Sam's reaction changed from when he heard about his dad. He was obviously very upset, but he was like not gonna suffer, you know. And then when he heard about his brother, and that sucked. But I really appreciated seeing the after effects of something like that. Like, that's not something you see very often with casualties and war, is you don't see how it affects the family members, and more accurately, you don't get to witness what it would be like if the person who, she didn't technically kill them, but the person who killed them, like sentenced them to die, you come face to face with them and they're the one who told you, and they're not telling you in a like, I hate you, I'm after you way. Like they like, because their interaction was very nice. Like Ser Jorah was like, this is a man who saved me. It was so nice. And then it just went downhill, and that was so cool. And I've never seen a conversation like that before in television or in film, and it was so neat, and I really enjoyed it. So that was, it was hard to watch, it's brutal, but that was so cool. And it gave Sam like a really nice, I think it was John Bradley, he did a really good job acting in that moment, and it was cool seeing him get a chance to shine, because Sam is he has a lot of cool storylines and stuff, but he's never has like these brutal, like tough, gut-wrenching moments, because he's a very light-hearted character. But that was really interesting to see. And then piggybacking off of that, like the next scene we see is him telling Jon the truth about how he's a Targaryen, and that was also crazy to see. The way that they framed those shots so that Ned's statue was in the background was incredible. I'm so curious to see what Jon is going to do going forward, how he's going to react to this news. Is he even going to tell Daenerys? Like, I was watching this and I'm like, okay, two things. Either Daenerys is going to die and then he'll break the news to everyone and be like, hey, I actually am your king. That's crazy. And then I'll be like, yeah. Or Daenerys won't die and he just will never, he'll never tell anyone. Or the thing that I don't want to have happen, because there'll be so much conflict, is he will tell her. And Dany could react in a number of ways. She could want Jon to submit to him. She could be angry. I think she would want Jon to submit to him anyway, to her. But there's a lot that could happen. But they didn't seem to be teasing that for future episodes, like the nearest ones coming up. So I don't think that's going to be something they address, at least in the next episode, or at least until the end of the Battle of Winterfell. And if they do, it'll be a very low-key conversation, like just between Jon and Dany or something like that. Because obviously Jaime arriving puts a wrench in everything. They need to like figure out that. And then obviously with the Night King and everyone on their way, there's only so much time they have to talk about stuff like that. So that's crazy. But a little bit of foreshadowing that happened earlier in the episode is the fact that only Targaryens can ride dragons, at least known in the Game of Thrones history. And then Jon just like hopped on the dragon that is kind of named after his father. So, I mean, like, cool. Like, that was just the most beautiful, that flight scene. Like, I was just thinking, A, this reminds me of Soren. B, this needs to be a ride. C, this is the most beautiful thing ever. And D, like, this is the most immersive dragon flying we have seen on the show to date, and it was so cool. And you can tell just so far in this one episode that their budget for this season is incredible. Like, we thought it was really good last season. Guys, that dragon flight, that was like millions of dollars. That one scene alone was, wow. That was probably like the entire budget of the first season, if not more. Crazy. What else? Oh, why did I even start with this? The opening of the season. They didn't do a pre-opening credits. Oh my god, the opening credits, they were different and they looked so cool and they were so different. Like, they usually only vary it slightly, like they add a new place or take a place away, or once they had like Winterfell on fire. Like little things, they'd make little changes, but this season it was completely different. It was so cool. Like, you went in all the buildings and in the cities, and then at the end you watched the Iron Throne come up, and it was like, oh yeah, that's what everyone's vying for right now. And it was just, wow. It was so good. I was like, ah. And now I need to like go back and watch it really closely to see like all the little things. But it was so cool. I loved it so much. But anyway, they didn't have a scene before that like they normally do on the first episode of every season. For example, season 7 was Arya killing the Freys, the remaining Freys, wearing Walder Frey's face. But yeah, they didn't do that this season, but they opened in a really adorable way with this kid running. He was like, and it was very reminiscent of the way Arya was running around trying to get a view of the Lannisters marching into Winterfell in the very first episode of the very first season. We saw him like climb a tree and be like, yeah, and I love the fact that Arya was in the crowd watching Jon and all of them come in, and I think that was very in character for her. At first I was like, why the heck is she in the crowd? Like, why isn't she there to receive them? But like, I think it's very fitting of Arya to be in the crowd, like scoping out who's coming, so when they see her for the first time, it's not the first time she's seen them, and therefore she has an emotional leg up. Just something little like that I thought was really cool and neat about her character, and I enjoyed that, so that was cool. And I think that's all I have to say about the North. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what's coming up ahead. And now we're gonna move away from the North a bit. We're not at King's Landing quite yet, but we're coming from the North, and we're gonna come a little bit closer with the Greyjoys. I was so happy to see Theon redeem himself and save Yara, and then I loved how Yara like hit him, like she like no one wins in a headbutt, why would you do that anyway? She headbutt him, and like it was kind of like her revenge, and she spit on him like, yeah, you left me for dead, like you suck. But then she held out her hand and was like, but we're related and I love you and I'm proud of you. And it was just yes, so good. So that's refreshing to see her. Oh my god, but I can't wait to see the Dornish people again. I wonder how they're doing. The daughter's definitely dead by now. There's no way she's still alive. And then of course Euron Greyjoy up in King's Landing having a blast with Cersei, and he finally got in her pants, and I hate that, but it's fine. Wow, I can't even imagine how Cersei's gonna die. Like, I can't even picture it in my head anymore. Like, I just, wow. If she does die, but I think she will. Yeah, so that's basically all that happened at King's Landing. They didn't get their elephants, which sucks for them, but like, great for the elephant because they don't deserve to die, and they don't deserve to fight in war because that's cruel. And elephants are beautiful. Also, we have, oh, Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. I thought they were gonna kill him. I thought it was gonna be like, there's gold out there, and then the mountain was gonna be like, but no, Cersei's actually playing a little sly game and having a nice like poetic crossbow waiting for her siblings. That's insane. Wow, I can't even, wow, wow, I can't believe Bronn has made it this far, given his attitude, but I wonder how he's gonna go. I feel like it would be Tyrion to do it, but, or he would just die of his own petty mistakes because he's so selfish. But I love Bronn, and I wish the best for him, but I don't know, he seems to have a very sketchy storyline this season and might not end well for him. Okay, what else? Oh, and then I guess one last note is the way that they did the final scene there with the dudes of the Night Watch and Tormund, and they were all, sorry, I just took off my socks, all of them showing up at what once was a northern little area, and the adorable little king child, no, the little lord child was dead, and the Night King is coming quickly, and that was freaky, and the poor kid. But yeah, that, wow. Yeah, and so that's that episode. I really liked the episode. It did feel, I didn't want it to end. So, but it did, I think it was paced well. It was enjoyable, obviously. And it was just chock full of so many things that I've been waiting so long to see. And I didn't think we were going to get all of that in the first episode, but there's only 6 episodes this season, and they gotta get a lot done. So there's a lot happening, and it's going to be a ride. So I cannot wait for next week. I'm so excited. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this episode. What do you think is going to happen in the next episode? Who do you think is going to die? Who do you think is going to live? And what is, who, if you could pick one person that you definitely want to have Liv in the upcoming battle in Winterfell. And then if you could have one person who, not necessarily how you feel about them dying, but that you think is definitely gonna die. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your opinions. Everyone has different theories. All my friends, my family, we all have different theories about who's gonna live and who's gonna die, and great reasons to back all of them up. So I really want to know all of your opinions. Please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more of my coverage on this upcoming season of Game of Thrones. At the end, I will be doing reviews of every single episode, and then at the very end of the season I will be doing my favorite episodes of Game of Thrones, and I will be doing like my favorite Game of Thrones story arcs, and there's a lot of material to work with this show. And so by the time it's all concluded, I would love to just do like a couple of videos to pay tribute and to wrap it all up. And I'll miss making videos about this show. I haven't gotten to do any before this season started to promote itself, but that's because I haven't had a YouTube channel for that long. But this is a show that I've been passionate about, again, since I was 14 years old. I'm about to turn 20. Oh my god. So yeah, a lot has happened in my life as I've grown up over the past few years with this show, and it has remained something that has just been so engaging and entertaining and stressful. And I'd love to hear all of your opinions on it down below. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked the episode, or if you're just so excited to see the rest of it, and let me know what you guys think. I am so excited to talk about this with all of you. Yeah, a lot's going down. So yeah, have a good day, everyone. Night. I can't, if I say have a good night, if I start changing that, then I'm just gonna be confused. Okay. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.